Hello all, welcome to Python tutorial. Today you will learn very interesting topic of Python, that is single inheritance, which is one of the important concept of Python object oriented programming. Hi, this is Krupali from KnowHow Academy. Before going ahead, let me show you the list of topics which you will learn from this video. First, you will learn what is the meaning of single inheritance using real life scenario. Second, you will learn practical implementation of single inheritance. Third, you will learn industry level example of single inheritance. And last but not the least, that how you should take care of Liskov principle while implementing single inheritance in Python. So let's start. I hope before going ahead, if you are seeing this video, I assume that you know the concept of inheritance. If you don't know, I have already created video on that. The link is given in the description. So kindly check it out and then see this video. So first of all, let me explain you what is single inheritance with the real life scenario. Imagine you are building a house. When you are building a house, a blueprint of a house is fixed. That blueprint says that when you are building a house, you should include living room, you should include one bedroom or more bedroom as per your convenience, and you should include kitchen, wash area, bathroom, and etc. Now, depending on this blueprint, you need to develop your house. Now, whether you are developing a villa, whether you are developing an apartment house, or whether you are developing a row house, you should implement blueprint of a house, and then you can add more functionality in your type of house. Here the single inheritance comes to the picture. Now here blueprint of a house is called base class, or you can say a parent class, and which type of house you are building, that is called derived class. Basically, whether you are building villa, whether you are building row house, whether you are building apartment house, all include the basic blueprint of the house, that is living room, kitchen, bedroom, wash area, bathroom, and etc. So technically, single inheritance means there is one base class and there is one child class. Now one child class inherits the property of one parent class. So this is called single inheritance. Now let's see a basic example of single inheritance. So here I have developed one example for you which will demonstrate the basic idea of single inheritance. As you know that in single inheritance there is one base class, or you can say there is one parent class, and there is one child class. The child class will inherit all the property of one base class. So here I have declared one class. The name of the class is employee class. Now employee class has an attribute called name and salary. Using init method, I am assigning name and salary of the employee. And one more method I have created, that is display info, which will display the basic information, that is name and salary of the employee. Now then here I have created another class. The name of a class is manager. Now this manager class is inheriting the employee class. So this way you should write the name of a class which manager is inheriting. So for the manager class, employee class is parent class. Now I have also created the init method inside a manager class. So basically manager has also attribute called name and salary. So here name and salary I am taking, and also manager class has one more attribute which is not there in a parent class, that is called bonus. So here I have accepting bonus. Now then here I am assigning bonus value in the manager class, and here you can see that I have written super dot init, and then I am passing the name and salary. So what is the meaning of that? Here the meaning is that from the child class I am calling the parent class constructor. So the whatever value I am accepting in a child class constructor, I am passing some of the value in a parent class constructor. So when you are creating a manager class object, so using a manager class object, you can assign name of the manager and salary of the manager. And here also I have created display info. Now this display info will automatically inherit in the manager class. So again I have created a display info which will display basic information of the employee, that is name and salary, as well as the display info method of a manager class will display the bonus. Now let's create a parent class object and let's create a child class object. I have created employee 1 object which is a class of employee. Now here in employee class I am assigning a name of an employee and the salary of the employee. So here this constructor will call. Now here I have created a manager class object. This is manager 1, and here I am calling the constructor of a manager class. The constructor basically consider it as a init method. So here this init method will call, and before assigning a bonus value, that is 10k value in a bonus attribute, first superclass constructor is called. Superclass constructor means parent class constructor, or you can say superclass init method will call. So here it will call the init method, so it will go and it will assign name and salary of the manager, and then it come back and then it will assign bonus value. So here I am calling display info method. So using the employee class attribute I am calling display info method, so this method will call. But when I am calling the display info using a child class, that is manager class, so it will print it. So it will call the child class display info and it will print the information. So let me run this. So here you can see that the first I am calling the display info method, that is of the base class. So it will print the John Doe, that is the name of an employee, and the salary. Now using a display info of a manager class, which is a child class, so it will print the salary, name, as well as bonus. So this way you can implement single inheritance. Now let me tell you another thing, that if I am assigning bonus value in a manager class first, and then I will call the parent class init method. So let me just change it and write it, and let's see what happened. So it will not affect the output. Now what I am trying to say. Now why I have done this? Because in other object oriented concept that like C++, Java, when we performing inheritance, first base class constructor will call, then and only then child class constructor will call. But in Python, we have a flexibility in writing a code. First, we can write the things what we want to perform in derived class constructor, then we can call a base class constructor or parent class constructor. So you can write that. Same thing we can do with the display info. So let me cut this line and paste it after that. And let me clear this and run it. So here first it will print the bonus and then it will print the name and salary, but it will not generate an error. In other object oriented language, that is C++, Java, we cannot break the rule. But here in Python, we have a flexibility to execute first the child class constructor, then base class constructor, as well as method. Now let's see industry level example. Let's say you are designing a system which implement different type of bank account using single inheritance. So for that, you need to write one parent class and you need to write a different child class for a different bank account. So here I have created a parent class. Basically, parent class contains some common attribute. Let's say whether it's a saving account or a current account, you can deposit money or you can withdraw money. So here in the class bank account, I have created two method, that is called deposit and one another method that is called withdrawal method. And of course, I have created init method for assigning a value. So this is my parent class. Now I have designed one child class. The name of a child class is saving account, which will inherit the class bank account. Now whether it's a saving account or whether it's a current account, it has a common facility called withdraw and deposit. So it will inherit deposit and it will inherit the withdraw method from the child class. Apart from that, a child class which is saving account has one another method called interest, which will calculate the interest based on given rate. Now what I am doing? Now here I am creating one object of a saving class. Now here I am assigning a saving account number as well as what is the balance in that and what is the interest rate. So here init method will call when you create object of a saving account. So here account number, that is 123456, balance I have assigning 1000 and interest rate 2.5. Now here when we are creating a saving account object, account number and balance is a common attribute of any bank account. So here I am calling a superclass constructor using which I am assigning account number and balance. So here it will go to the init method and it will assign. After that it will assign the interest rate. So what interest rate? So here I have passed 2.5 as the interest rate. Then here I am printing the amount which is after the deposit. So basically using a saving account object I am calling a deposit method. So here in child class deposit method is not there, but when we are inheriting bank account parent class, automatically deposit and withdraw method will be inherit in the saving account. So using a saving account, I am calling a deposit method and I am passing 500 amount in that. So here deposit method will call and it will return the updated balance. Then I am calling an interest method, so which is the child class method. So here this method will call, it will calculate the interest and it will return the new balance after interest. So let me run it. Okay, let me just clear this first so you will get an idea. So let me run that. So here you can see that first account is created. Here I am assigning 1K at the time of opening an account. Now I am depositing 500 rupees. So here deposited 500 message come and new balance will be 1000 plus 500, that is 1500. Then after I am calling add interest method. So it will calculate the interest and then it will print the balance after the interest. So here after the interest my new balance will be 1537.5. So here this is the formula for calculating interest. Then from the add interest again I am calling deposit method. So here it will call the deposit method and it will add the interest in the actual amount and it will print it. So this way you can implement single inheritance. Now here from a child class method you can call the parent class deposit method. So this way you can call it. So when you write self.deposit, it will go to the parent class deposit method, it will add the amount and it will print. So this way you can implement single inheritance. Now let's see how you should take care of Liskov principle while implementing single inheritance. Let me show you practical example. Now here this is a vehicle class which has two methods, move and refuel. And this is a class car which is inheriting the vehicle class. When car class inherit vehicle class, automatically move and refuel method will be inherit. So here I have written and I have modified the method. Now here one bicycle class I have created. Now in that class I have only modified the move method. Conceptually bicycle cannot be refuel, so I did not write it. Now let's create an object of bicycle class b1 equal to bicycle. Now if I try to call refuel method of a bicycle class, it should not. But let me try it, b1 dot refuel. Although bicycle class do not contain refuel method, still I can call refuel method using a bicycle class. What's the reason for that? Because bicycle class is inheriting the vehicle class and vehicle class has a refuel method. So technically it is right, but conceptually it is wrong. So Liskov principle is saying the same thing. What Liskov principle says? A Liskov principle states that all the child class should satisfy the constraint of a parent class. Now what is the meaning of that? The meaning is that this is a base class, bicycle class. It should implement all the method of a vehicle class. Why? Because vehicle is a parent class of a bicycle. When we try to implement that technically, so this situation will arise. But conceptually it is wrong. So how we can modify this program using Liskov principle? Let me show you. So here I have modified the previous program using Liskov principle. So here I have created a vehicle class which has only one method, that is move method, and I have created one another class that is called fuel vehicle, now which inherit the vehicle. Basically fuel vehicle or normal vehicle has a method called move, and one extra method in a fuel vehicle, that is refuel. Okay, that means we can put petrol or diesel inside that. Now here I have created a car class. Now you can conceptually car can be refuel and it can move. So I will inherit fuel vehicle. So when I am inheriting the fuel vehicle, automatically refuel and move method will be inherited. So here this is that. Now then I am creating a bicycle class. Now this bicycle class will inherit only vehicle method. When bicycle class inherit vehicle method, this refuel method is not there. So when I am creating a bicycle class object like this, b1 equal to bicycle, and when I try to call a refuel method using b1, it will generate an error. Now you can see that you cannot write refuel method. Why? Because bicycle class is inheriting only vehicle, and vehicle has only one method called move, and you can write any other method, but here refuel method is only a method of fuel vehicle class. Now this structure is according to the Liskov principle. So this is all about Liskov principle. So when you are implementing inheritance concept, you should take care of this Liskov principle. Now when you will go for the interview, so this type of question can be asked, that how you can take care of Liskov principle when you are implementing inheritance. So I hope you get an idea that what is single inheritance and how you can implement it practically and what you should take care while implementing inheritance in object-oriented concept. Thank you for choosing KnowHow Academy as a source of your IT knowledge. We are always here to help you to navigate through the tech world. If you have any question, do not feel hesitate to reach out us. Stay curious, keep learning.